I will ask right off the bat. Do you have a nickname?
No. Oh, okay.
Or,
I have a
or
lot.
yeah, just one. Because I do
There
not
is
want to pronounce.
Didi.
Oh, okay.
There is D. There is Madi. There
Madi.
is Malo. There is.
Where does the malo come from?
My name is
Oh, Madidi.
Madidimalo. So I
Ah.
have a lot of. My son calls me D bag. I know.
I know anything to do with deal with
I hope,
Vic.
I hope, I hope, I
It's
hope, I
just
hope your son
with
understands
Malo.
what D-bag means, because the older he's gonna get, the weirder it's gonna be for him to be like, oh, this is what I called my mom.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
But yeah,
think
so I'm
Malo
gonna.
can do it.
Yeah, I think I'll go with
Because you
Malo.
remember Shiloh and then you feel
Yeah, Malo will work better.
Shiloh is his
Yeah, because I suck at pronouncing, like you heard, I pronounce his name wrong, so I
Please
don't.
try mine. Try.
No, I'm not now. I'll try after we are done. That way I don't embarrass myself.
No, please. Like I'm interested.
Yeah, we want to hear it.
Madidimalo.
See, I can say it slow, but if I have to say it fast, then yeah, so I'll say it slow.
Yeah.
Madidimalo.
But he tried.
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
It's
Right.
not bad.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it fast though, because then Taki's gonna laugh at me.
It's
So
not bad.
yeah, so Malo, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. And how are you?
I am good. Good to
That
have
is
you over here.
great.
Yeah, and I'm very, very sorry to take so long to get to you. I know you were waiting for so long.
Yeah,
for
I've
me.
been. Cause he told me. When did he tell me? Is it
2
a
weeks
week
back.
back? Yeah.
Probably 2
weeks,
weeks
yeah.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
So I was expecting. I'm like, how?
Yeah,
Kante,
things just-
this person.
things just took off. They took a, what do you call it, a shot left. Took a shot left and everything. So I was
No,
like,
but-
yeah, and yeah, I didn't want to double book or something like that. So I was like, let me just make sure everything is sorted, and then I'll be like, yeah. But how are you liking winter so far?
I'm in love.
Oh, you love winter. See, another fellow winter person.
Uh,
Unlike this one over here, she doesn't like winter.
She doesn't like.
Oh,
winter.
she freezes so bad. It's so weird. Like, I like winter. Winter is
I love it because I'm an indoor person.
okay.
Yeah, I'm an indoor person. I like snuggling up in my blanket.
Yeah.
I enjoy reading. I enjoy binge watching the whole day, making food, cooking. I love cooking, especially comfort food. I love African cuisine.
Oh,
So-
well, you did mention something about binging. What are you busy binging now? What series are you watching?
All
Or
American.
series? All American. That's the football one,
yes,
right?
Yes.
I've never got into watching it. Is
You
it good?
need
Is
to
it
watch
any good?
it. It is. I always cry after each and every episode.
Okay,
I
then I'm not
cry.
gonna watch it. Like,
No, I'm
I'm
an emotional person.
but now you're recommending it to me.
Yes,
I'm gonna
because
do it. Like, imagine Taki crying after an episode.
you're gonna take so much from it. Like yesterday, I was crying because I realized that they were talking about addictions.
Yeah.
So I realized that I actually have an addictive personality.
So now you're addicted to the show.
No, in terms of
Oh, you're
an
addicted to crying
No,
on watching the show.
No,
Okay.
I cried because I realized that I got mugged on Saturday. So, it
You got
was
mugged.
yeah, you know
Where?
this,
Like this
in
past Saturday?
town,
Like
this
here in
past
town?
Saturday. Yes, like
Okay,
here in town.
what happened? We need
It
to hear
was
the story
the
about
card
that one.
scams. You see this card
Yeah.
scammers. Yeah, I was trying to, and I had my mom's card. I was trying to withdraw, and then some guy just came and took the card away from me, and then he put it in, and then everything just happened so fast. I was like, "Oh no, leave me alone." He left, and then these are old guys. This other one comes
Serious?
to me, and then he's like, "No, I'll help you get the card out." I'm freaking out because it's my mom's card. How am I gonna explain that I lost it?
Yeah.
I want it to come out. I'm scared that it's inside. Maybe something happened.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, press this and that and that. I pressed whatever he said I must press. Hansi and he knows what he's doing. They withdrew all my mom's
Oh
cash,
no,
bro.
ways, that sucks.
The trauma.
That sucks.
The trauma.
That's bad.
And because I am a recovering addict, every time I would have problems, I would have something to numb the pain. I would
Yeah.
drink, I would smoke, I would snort something. So it was difficult for me to overcome the the trauma.
Yeah.
I even ended up.
Because you were sober, you can't really do
Yes,
anything
and I
else.
was like, I felt like I had the cravings of
Yeah.
everything. I was like, okay, it was so
Yeah, but that sucks.
difficult for me to
That
overcome the trauma.
sucks. That's
And then
bad.
that's when I realized that pain is pain. It doesn't matter whether you got raped or whether you lost your mom or whether you got mugged or
Pain is
whether
pain.
pain is pain.
Pain is
Pain
pain.
is pain. At the end of the day, pain is pain.
Yeah, that sucks though. Imagine. But those guys are very smart though, because I remember, I think it's what, I think maybe 6 or 7 years ago, my sister went to the one right there by, what's that? Is it Game Center, right? That F&B on that side. And she
Yeah.
wanted to withdraw cash. And then, like, her card apparently got stuck or something.
Yes.
Or whatever. And then as she was walking away, like the phone was getting like SMSs that you're withdrawing money. She's like, but I'm not withdrawing anything. So at least she was still closed and she quickly just
She blocked
cancelled
it.
everything and all that. But I mean, I've had so many stories of guys being beat up over there for trying to pull that, where they try to mug people off of the. But I don't understand how that system works though. Cause like, how do like for you they let you get the card out.
I didn't get the. I couldn't get it out. I don't know what happened. How my mom explains it, because she says they once tried it on her,
Okay.
but then she managed to block them off and then call every, like my mom screams, eh? That woman screams. So she managed to get help. So what they do is that they swap their cards. They
Okay.
quickly take your card and then they put
Put
in
in
their
their
card. Yes, and then their card, it shows a screen whereby that screen is gonna want your
Pin
pin and
and
whatnot. And
everything.
then when you put your pins,
Oh, they
those
get your
they
pin.
get
It's
your
like a
pins
duplicate
and
something.
yes,
Insane, right?
yeah.
They do a duplicate of
Yes.
your
Of your card.
Yes.
That's sick. That's bad.
Yeah. So.
But
It
yeah,
is- it
hey,
is
crime and it's
traumatic.
and it's all this COVID also that's helping them get away with a lot of it because most of them don't have anything
They're
else to
also
do.
wearing masks.
Yeah, so you
you
can't
can't-
see you can't see
yeah.
their faces. I was laughing the other day. There was a meme where they had a guy. They're like, before COVID, you walk in with the mask, they call the cops. Now you walk in with the mask, they call the cops. Wait, you walk in without it. You walk in
Without-
without a mask.
they
Then they call the cops. I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, how the tables have turned.
Yeah,
It's
because some they
insane.
don't even allow hats now.
They don't allow hats
Yeah.
in the bank.
No, I mean
In
some
shops.
shops. They say if you, because you have your mask on,
Oh,
and then
keep
when
your
you have
cap
your
off.
cap like yours, it's
I mean,
like
then
you're-
I'd
you're
be like,
hiding
listen, let me just take
identity.
my mask off. Let me just walk in because, like, I am not going anywhere with my cap.
Why?
I don't know. I'm attached. My cap is an extension of me. Like, it's very rare that people see me without a cap. How many times have you seen me without a cap?
When you had the mohawk last time.
Oh yeah. Like even my barber usually complains because I'll go get a haircut and straight off getting a haircut I put my cap back on. So
Don't you wear formal?
no.
Okay, you have an excuse.
I don't wear for like
And then-
I not barely. I never wear formal. Like even when I went for my sister's wedding, they all tried to get me to wear formal. I'm like, nah, it won't
Your
work.
sister's wedding. Wow.
I don't do formal. It's just not my thing. I think I look weird. Like the pants are so thin. I feel like I'm naked if I wear formal pants. It
So
sounds
you-
wrong, but yes. Serious. I never wear.
So you kind of a geek. Not really a geek, but then you're kind of a geek.
Yeah, I'm like your typical. I guess I would qualify as what blue collar is the white collar is the white collar is the suits.
Yeah.
So I'm like a blue collar guy. I'm jeans.
He's a
Shorts.
geek. Trust me.
Right.
You know who's that guy? The Facebook guy. Is it the Facebook
Zuckerberg.
guy or the Microsoft guy?
Zuckerberg.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's always apparently
you
he's
don't
always
have to
wearing
wear
the
a
same
suit.
shirt. He just different
It's the same
colors.
kind.
And then
See,
yeah.
I'm
He
pretty
never
much
wears
almost the
formal.
same way. Like because like when I go shopping, I pretty much bulk shop. So 80% of my wardrobe is pretty much black.
You are a geek.
So and so like
Such
even
a
when I
geek.
buy like my t-shirts, I think I only have maybe like 5 other colors in my wardrobe, and then the rest is black and gray. So when I buy, I usually like buy the same T-shirt, but like 8 of them or whatever amount I can get at that moment, and then.
Oh, shame, man.
So yeah, I guess I'm walking in Zuckerberg's footsteps. I just
Yeah.
need to invent something.
Yeah.
I need to invent something. What can we invent, Mawela?
I don't know. Oh no, I can't give out my ideas. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
We'll talk about them afterwards.
After, yeah.
But yeah, so it's insane. Like I barely get out of my, like, the only time I'll take my cap off is when I'm going to bed or getting in the shower, and then other than that, it's very rare that you'll find me without
Call
a
it
cap
cap
on.
book.
Wow.
It's very rare, very rare. But I like it like that. Like I got a scare. I think it's like 2 years ago because I wear cap so much, and someone was like, "You're gonna go bald." So my hair started thinning, like right here. Oh, I got stressed. It was bad. Like, yeah, because now remember I had an afro. Like my hair was very big, but then there was pretty much almost nothing. It was very thin, very thin.
Because of the cap.
They said it was because of the cap, but then I realized it's just genes. My
This is
dad
how
has
you are.
thin hair around the same spot.
Also, is that why you always wearing the cap?
No.
You just
It's-
prefer.
I just prefer wearing caps. Whether I've got a haircut, like now my hair is big.
Yeah, your
It's
hair
all
is
back. It's
big.
good, but I still wear my caps. I think it's the work that comes with like having to clean up. Also, like I just take a shower, good to go. Don't have to
Sunburn.
stress, right? But now it's winter. Like my mom was asking me yesterday. She's like, "But why are you wearing a cap? It's cold." I'm like, "Well, it's part of me. I gotta get used to it." Then yeah. So you've got a organization that helps people. What does your organization do?
I haven't helped anyone yet. I just registered it in December.
Oh, so you're still in your first 6 months.
I'm taking things slow. Hey, I'm so relaxing and I'm enjoying
Yeah,
this whole being patient. And I learned it the hard way
Yeah.
that you have to be patient.
you've got to take
Like
baby
this thing,
steps.
yes, like you have to let God be in control. Because if you do it yourself, di tlo go palela ko pele. It's just, did you understand that?
Translator.
No, like if you too fast, if you do
Yeah.
try to do things yourself, you're gonna end up crashing.
crash.
Yes, you're gonna end up crashing, and then what?
Yeah, then you
Remember what's his name? Oh,
Huh?
the video you sent me of what's his name? The hip hop artist
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross.
Yeah, I
Yes.
heard when you said, huh?
Yeah, when you
Like,
said-
that
Which
makes
video
me
was
really
it?
good.
I was trying to remember his name. The video when he was saying that you should take your time and for
Oh, yeah,
perfection
when
and
he
all
was
that.
saying you take time to build the right stuff rather than
Yeah.
building something that's going to crumble eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does make sense because, like, I know I was reading up also on The Rock. He was told by I think it's the owner or the director of Disney when he decided to leave wrestling and get into movies, that it takes 10 years to build a solid project or something like that, like a proper character. And literally, it took him almost, because he started making like proper millions about 10 years after he left working for WWE. He was getting like small roles here and there and a few big ones, but it wasn't like the 60-70 million dollar projects that,
That
he's
he's been
getting now.
getting, yeah.
So it's one of those things you gotta take time. So what's the plan with the program? What's going to be the objective?
In transformation, I am. Transformation is my niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, transformation is everything about me is about transformation. Everything. So the name of my NPO is In Transformation.
Yeah.
It is basically an environment for people who want to transform their lives. Because I realize that it is not easy for somebody. The world doesn't accept junkies. You see, we are
Yeah.
given names junkies. The world doesn't accept a woman who used to sleep around with married men, or a woman who had a tons of abortions, or a woman who was doing substance abuse, or a
Yeah.
woman. Society doesn't take us in. Like, society doesn't accept us. They always hold us by the reputation that we
Of the
use.
past.
Yes, the world doesn't accept murderers, rapists, this, that. It is not easy for such people to transform their lives.
Yeah,
Because I
'cause
saw with mine, it took years for me to transform my life. It took years, and it was because of the external forces. They were
Yeah.
not allowing me. It was not easy for me to transform my
Yeah,
life.
they were not assisting in a way
Yes,
that was productive.
they were not. Even the environment, the people around, everything, the church as well.
Yeah.
I feel like the church, although they say that, come, God will transform your life, this and that, but that is where you're gonna get hurt most.
Yeah, you
Because
get the biggest judgments from the.
yeah, because I got hurt most in church. So basically, in transformation is just an environment whereby people will be able to transform their lives. They will get the resources, the skills, the emotional support, spiritual support,
Yeah.
physical support, financial support, educational, because I'm very big on education.
Yeah.
I'm very big on education because the Bible says that God says that my people perish because of lack of
Knowledge.
knowledge. And that is exactly what is happening. A lot of people are perishing because of lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
As black people, we are judging each other, we are condemning each other, saying that this one is bewitched, this one is crazy. Meanwhile, the person is just has
It's
a
true.
personality
Yeah.
disorder.
Or
You know,
something.
yeah, they are able to get help, but because we are too judgmental, we lack
Stuck
knowledge.
in our ways, and we don't want
Yes,
to accept that there's other things out there that
we
that
don't
are just not
acknowledge
witchcraft.
science. You know, we don't acknowledge science, and
Yeah,
we need a balance. Everything in life needs a balance.
that's true.
We need a bit of spirituality,
Some bit
science.
of
Uh,
general knowledge.
yeah, you know.
Like, I mean, like, it's like being nice to someone. You don't need the Bible to know that you need to be nice to someone. You don't need to go to church to know that you need to be someone, or a mosque or whatever. It's just instilled, like, I've got to treat people the way I want to be treated.
Not a lot of people know that, eh?
It's insane. It's crazy how
Not a
people
lot
just
of
get
people know
judged
that.
on face value.
Mm.
So it's like very weird because you get people that they'll end up hiding their stories to avoid being judged, whereas sharing their stories could actually help someone else. That's and then I find it very, very weird, like you said, like where sometimes the church is like the one place where you would expect to find solace and like peace, but it might turn out to not be the best place for anyone, eh?
It's not at all. It is not. I think before, something that I learned
Yeah.
is that before you go anywhere to look for something, look for it within you first.
Internally.
Find it in you first before
Yeah.
you go outside. Find it. Be okay. Date
With
yourself. Be your best friend.
Yeah.
Be your teacher. Be your mentor. Be your motivation.
Yeah.
Find it within you. Find it within
Before you
you.
expect it
And
from
in you,
someone.
obviously, it's God. Like, God, the inner voice is God.
Yeah.
Before you expect it somewhere else, because we are human beings.
That's true.
We are human beings.
We
make
all have our
we're
flaws.
not perfect.
Yeah.
That's why we are. That's why life is so. I'm a student of life. I always say that I'm a student. I will never, ever.
Stop
As
learning.
much as teaching is my profession, I will always be. I'm a student. I'm a
Yeah.
student of life, and I will always be a student because we are human beings. We make mistakes each and every
Every day.
day.
That's true.
Even the most richest man, who's that? Bezos. It's Bezos.
Bezos. Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos.
He makes mistakes as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean that's why the companies also drop shares and pick them up. It's all from the mistakes, I guess.
yeah. So why should I expect something from a human being? You know? We can't blame the church. They're not perfect.
Yeah, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
We're all human. It's supposed to be perfect, but I mean, we all have to work towards being perfect at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's
So like you said, it's all internal. Like
Yeah.
if you're cool with yourself, then it makes it easier. Because like I also find it very weird. Like half the time when people get offended by racist jokes, I'm like, it's a
we
joke
over
or
that.
it's a phrase. Like when someone says you're a monkey, I'm like, why do people get so offended when they're called monkeys? I'm like, are you a monkey? No.
So are you
Why are you
offended?
catching feelings? Just
Yeah. Just
tighten
let
up
it
your
go.
net.
Just
Yeah,
let it
it's
go.
so weird, but yeah, it's one of those things. So you say you're a teacher.
Yeah, my profession is teaching.
What do you teach?
I teach life orientation and
Oh,
languages.
LO.
Yes.
Ooh, that's like
Yeah.
the nicest
I
subject.
know.
Because
And I'm
everybody
like
passes that subject. And
I'm the no, but I completed my first qualification, but it was a higher certificate.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing my B.Ed.
yeah.
But even though I'm a teacher, man,
So are you working?
I was doing my practicals. I'm done, but I'm a teacher.
Yeah, you're a teacher.
Yeah, like
It's the
my
profession you might not be teaching today.
like
Yeah,
It's like doctors that if you've got
they're
a
not practicing, but
yeah,
they are
you
called
Yeah.
still
doctors.
call
Yeah.
Doctor so and so.
yeah. So like I'm a teacher. Like that is that is my life.
Yeah.
That is what I was brought onto this earth to do.
How did you figure that out that you wanted to be a teacher?
How I hated it, yo. I hated it. How I figured it out, I stumbled upon teaching.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a psychologist. I was like, yeah, because I had so many
Psychologist.
problems. Yes. I wanted to be a psychologist. I was like, I want to help people, this and that and that. So I registered and then I didn't qualify
Yeah.
because my marks were, I got an
Not
H
good.
in matric. Like I wasn't good. I wasn't
Yeah.
good. I had a rough life, okay.
Yeah.
So, fine. They said to me, you can do a pathway course, and then they gave me higher certificate in ABET teaching.
Okay.
So I did that. While doing that, I never studied for any of my tests, but I used to pass them so well.
How?
I was enjoying it. I just found it in me. I was just enjoying it. The assignments, the tests,
Yeah.
the exams, I was just enjoying it. And then I was like, man, I love doing this. And then I started researching on it. I'm like, okay, after I'm done doing this, I have an option. Do I continue with bachelor's in psychology or do I do teaching? And then my mom was like, you know what, you need to do teaching. Teaching as jobs, this and that and that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I want to be a psychologist. And then I'm like, but what if I become a teacher and then I major in psychology?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And my passion is youth development.
Yeah.
And where do you get the youth?
Schools.
Yes. And where best to develop the youth?
Schools.
Exactly. And I was like, no,
You
I'm
hit
taking
a
you.
jackpot.
I'm taking you. Like, okay, I'm gonna make. And I gambled because I was doing a higher certificate.
Yeah.
I gambled. I was like, I'm gonna register for this. After I was done with my higher certificate, I'm like, I'm gonna register for this. I don't care if they take me or if they don't. I didn't qualify to do B.Ed.
Serious.
And they reject the
They
first
rejected you.
response that I got, they rejected me. And then and I was so angry. I was like to my mom, you made me do teaching. Me now I don't want to do teaching. Me now I want to be a doctor. I want to be a psychologist. I was so angry at her. And then I was just sitting. I think it was in February. I get an email.
February this year.
Yeah.
And like you went.
I was like, what?
So now did you go back to say, Mom, you were right?
Yes, like what? You can imagine I was singing all the hosannas that I know. All the hosannas, all of them, all of the praise songs.
The hallelujah.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, all the
Ah.
time, Jesus.
That's nice though.
So can you see that teaching chose me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
It
fell
was
in love with
gunning
it.
for you.
And when I was doing my practicals, my God, I loved my students.
How were the kids when you were doing your
They
practicals?
loved me. I loved
Okay,
them.
were you one of the cool teachers that lets them get away with anything? Or I've got a friend of mine, she's a teacher also. So she sasses the kids out. Like when they start doing crazy stuff. Then she like finds one thing that they usually do that would annoy them if someone highlights it, and it's just like boom, and then they all just go, okay, she's gonna go deeper with this one. Let me just behave.
No, I
Or
was
you were like very strict.
no, I wasn't strict. I was their friend.
Yeah.
They never. I was every class that I would get into. I would be like, I have one rule, and that one rule is respect. You respect me, and I respect you,
That's cool.
and that was it.
I wish our teachers were like
That
that.
was the atmosphere.
Like our teachers,
Would
like
you
they would
not?
just walk in. They're like, okay, who's the loudest in the class? Boom.
That was that. I was like, Mina, I don't hit kids. There was one class. They were very that day. They were just
You don't hit
excited.
them?
No, I don't. I don't hit kids. I can't. I can't do that. Why should I?
Why? How can you not?
No, it's not gonna help them with anything. What is like whenever you got a smack, did it help in any way?
For me, I'm gonna be honest. It did. Next time I wanted to do that thing.
What grade are we talking about?
Huh? Oh yeah, what grade? What grade?
I was in high school,
Okay, yeah, high
grade
school.
8, 9.
But
yeah.
no, man, it still makes the same. Like I remember my teachers. Okay, teachers was a very interesting lifestyle in school. I got hit a couple of times. The one thing that my teachers knew was you don't smack me. You don't use your hand. That just doesn't work. Like I remember I was in grade 4 or 5, and the one teacher wanted to smack me. I told her, "Nah, let's go to the principal's office. You're not allowed to
So
hit
you
me with
never
your
allowed
hands."
it.
Yeah, I'm like my parents had never touched me with their hands, so I'm like, no, not gonna work. But like getting beat, oh, I got hit once. I'll know. Okay, I'm not gonna try this one. I'll try something else. But every time I want to do the same thing, I'm like, that last one was a bad one. So yeah, I don't know about you, Mawele. Did it help?
I don't think I got beaten like
What?
you, but I used to get beaten like when the whole class is being.
Oh,
punished
yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
Yeah.
that.
But she doesn't do that also.
Most of this times it would be, it would just be a punishment, like maybe write so many phrases, those
Oh,
kind of things, like
Detention.
And then when I went to a public school, they just say go dig a hole or something.
You never
Yeah.
really got hit.
But yeah, those not those
Serious?
corporal.
So like,
Punishment.
do you discipline your kids?
I was more of a think in one class I was like do squats.
No, not school.
Oh
your
my
kids.
babies.
Yeah.
I tried with my older son. I tried and then
Didn't work.
after 5 minutes I'd be on time. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
love
but that's
you.
just motherly instinct. So you know what my mom used to do? My mom would hit me. She would hit me so bad, walk out the door, come back inside and hug me like she's not the same person that was zapping me the last 2
Yes,
minutes.
I'm exactly like
It is
that.
but she didn't stop. I think like even up to today. Okay, my mom's a different story though. My dad gave us three shots. So you do one is like strike one, strike two, after strike three, you get in, you get zapped, you go out, continue with your day. But now my parents at some point, they were not like the typical parents where if the dad hits you, the mom goes and says, "Oh, sorry." So literally, you walk out from my dad, my mom's also waiting for you. They're like, "Okay, let's go." So you get boom, boom, and then that taught us to know that like my parents are on one page. That was nice.
That
Okay,
was
now that I'm
nice,
older, because when you're a kid, it doesn't make sense. You're like, but why are they beating me like this? But then we grew up knowing if my dad hits me, it's pointless to go complain to my mom because she's gonna smack me also. But yeah, like my mom would hit us and then walk out, and then she'll be after like 2 minutes or. And then she comes back like, "Oh, sorry, my baby. Oh, who beat you?" Now you don't want to say it's you because you're scared if you say it's you, you might get another one. You're like, "Oh, it's Shiloh."
I hope she didn't have what's that syndrome again when you have got two characters.
Bipolar.
Oh,
Yeah.
bipolar.
Yeah, I think if my mom would have been bipolar, I'd be dead by now. Cause like I think the other, cause if she was beating me with the good side, the bad side would have been. My mom was a. I was gonna say ching, but I'm gonna. My mom was a kung fu fighter when it came to smacking people. Like my mom, one time, she hit me so bad, like the belt would come this way, it goes this way, it comes back this way, it goes this way. Like she didn't. It's like she's playing with what are those nunchucks? Oh, it was bad. And then when she's done, she comes back. She's like, "Oh, sorry, my baby." I'm like,
Yeah, it's.
so so your
I
younger
do.
baby.
I've. No, my younger one is only a year. Okay, but I hit him. Yeah, I hit.
Oh, okay, yeah, the younger one is.
He's a year and 6 months. Yo, he's so
he's young.
naughty. He is so naughty. Yo, and he knows. Like whenever I'm too angry at him, he gives me his little.
Serious?
Yeah, he gives me his. Even
Okay.
the older one.
Okay.
He knew that when he was young. Every time I was angry, he would give me the little
It's
hand,
like,
and then
okay,
I would.
just do your thing.
Yeah. So with the older one, there was a time whereby he was giving us problems at school. Last year he was in grade 2.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really performing well.
Yeah.
And he was lying. I think he was lying a lot. So I was forced to hit him and hit him hard.
Yeah, shame.
I was forced
Poor
to
guy.
hit him and hit him hard.
So he didn't
But
talk to you for a day.
yeah, it was hard. It was hard. But yeah, after that he's on a good track now. Now he's scared of me. So I was like, come on.
Ah, the way you're like he's scared.
So
Just
I
from
do-
that one beating.
No, now it's just a slap. Maybe a clapanyana.
See, that's like maybe where my parents had it. My dad never hit me with this. My dad never slapped me until I think I was older. I think I was like quite older. When I was younger, my mom has never slapped me. Okay, she slapped me once. Ooh, yes, once. I remember that one because I was sitting, so it's like sitting right here, but I was sitting right close to a wall. I can't remember. We were having Bible study, and then one of the kids that we were having Bible study would say something wrong, and me being me, I laughed. My mom just went right here. I hit my head against the wall. I came back. I saw stars for 5 seconds. After that, I was like, no laughing in Bible study. You just get in there, you do what you're told, and that's it. But my parents used to use belts.
Sure. You have done that once.
Once.
Yeah.
And how old is he?
9. He's 9 years. I did the belt thing last year.
Serious?
Before the belt, it was just
hand.
the hand.
See, like with my nephew, I don't even smack it. I've never beaten him. Yeah,
No, you
never.
can't do that. You are
He's
not allowed.
3.5. What? Beat my nephew?
Yes.
Oh no, they know my nephew and niece. They're growing up in a normal house. They're not gonna be doing, like, they do have their freedom to do their things. Like he knows, and then once he hits, now I haven't even touched him in I think almost a year. Now I just threatened him. I was talking about it the other day. I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna go get the doctor to come inject you. He hates injections, so that works every time. But you see, like the older they get, you find new tricks that work. But when he was younger, I used to flick his forehead, right here.
Oh.
So it's not painful, but it's annoying. So imagine being flicked like 3 times every time you have to close your eyes. So it started annoying
I
him
was
so
trying that with the small one.
it's so annoying. So I would just, so he would, because my nephew started talking at a very young, I think like just over a year he started talking. So every time I would do something that annoys him, he'd be like, I'm going to flick your forehead. I'm going to flick your forehead. I'm going to flick your forehead. And then that worked for a while. Now he knows that, okay, this guy can beat me if he wants to, but he chooses not to. So there's that. And because I think what many parents fail to get is find the balance between respect and fear. I don't want him to fear me, but I want them to respect me. So obviously I'm not going to smack them left, right, and center. They can get away with 1 or 2. It's the bad ones that they know. If we do that, because I feel like the Bible even says it. Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
So
I don't memorize these things.
yeah, so like that's well, I also didn't have to memorize that one. My parents used to sing it in the house.
Oh.
Like every time before you get a smacking, they're like, "What does it say?" Like, spare the rod, spoil the child.
Okay, yeah, now I'm gonna
But
get
you,
it.
but you see, the nicer thing is like I think it comes with limits. Like my dad never hit me more than 5 lashes. Like if he hit me even 5, it was like the most. Then I'd know, oh, today he is on another level. And my parents never hit me when they were angry. So there's that balance of finding that. And I think I have mastered that. Like if my nephew makes me angry, I walk away. I'll let him keep on doing what he's doing, and then he'll know afterwards, oh, my forehead is in trouble now. Then I just come.
I will try that, hey? Because when you're angry, it can.
Yeah, when you're angry, that's when you abuse your child. But when you need to be level-headed when you do it. Don't do it right then and then right there and there when they do it.
I
Because
must
then you'll be
practice it.
angry. Then it never ends well. When those ones never end well.
Because I get angry, yo.
Yeah.
I'm very short-tempered.
Serious. Oh, then you've got to work.
Yeah, I have to.
And your kids are boys, or it's a boy
Yeah,
and a girl.
it's boys.
Both of them.
Yes.
Oh man, you gotta work on your temper. Because as boys, we know how to push especially once they get to their teens, they'll know how to make you angry just to get a reaction out of you.
Oh my god.
And is that reaction like every single like I can even tell now? Doesn't he press the buttons every now and then? Just for a reaction, he does. You don't, huh?
Yeah, I'm charming.
My guy.
He's vendor.
Okay, I think I need
Don't
to
you know
relocate
what
to
they
vendor
say
for a
about
minute.
vendors?
I need to relocate to vendor because like for me, like it just comes instinctively. It's like one of those things. Like even when we are home, if my sister and my sister-in-law are there, every now and then I'll just
You press the button.
just for the mere fact of just getting a reaction.
Why?
Even with my mom, like my mom, I'll say something, and then right before she responds, I go hug her. Like, oh, sorry, before it even escalates. So it's like one of those things. So you've got to start prepping for it. Sometimes they're just gonna start doing things just to get to you.
Yeah, I think the older one, yeah.
So being a teacher now, yes, being a teacher. What's your ideal grade to teach?
Yo, I love all of them, hey?
But there's like that one perfect one. I used to have an aunt that was a teacher. Like they even tried to get her to leave the what ECDs? What's that? Grade 1 and 2. What do they fall under? ECD, right?
ECD is
the
grade
preschool.
R.
What's grade 1 and 2? I don't know what level that's
It's
called.
foundation.
Foundation. Yeah, she was in that. She was a grade 1 and grade 2 teacher. She didn't want to teach the older kids. So you wouldn't mind to go teaching, but then LO.
No, I don't want to
exist
teach
in
the younger
primary.
kids. I am fine in high school, but I developed a bond with the grade 9s.
Yeah.
Yep.
So grade
Developed
9
a
would be.
bond with
I
the
feel like grade 9
9s.
would be the ideal class though, because their mind haven't fully formed to being. Because like from grade 10, that's when even what's that? Life sciences. That's when they start teaching the reproduction and all that. That's when life becomes serious. Grade 9 is just on the verge of.
They're
being
on the
serious.
verge, yeah. They still virgins. Others are still deciding whether not to break it, and then
Yeah.
so grade 9 for me, I developed a bond with the
Yeah.
grade 9s because I think that's when one makes a decision. I think in grade 9, that's where you can see, hore, okay, this one is gonna go in this direction. This one
Yeah.
is gonna go. That's when teenagers start
Acting
becoming.
out and
Yes, that's where they become. Because remember in grade 10, a lot of people fail in grade 10.
You have
That's
to
when
tell me about that one.
adolescence hits hard.
Yeah.
So we need to catch it before it hits hard, and then when they're still on that deciding stage.
Yeah.
So I developed a bond with the grade 9s.
So you're gonna be a grade 9 LO teacher.
Hey, I'm in senior phase and FET phase. So
What's FET phase?
FET phase is grade 10, 11, and 12.
And then senior?
Senior is grade 7, 8, and 9.
I didn't know that.
So with the, I think it goes with, I don't know, man.
What does
I
the FET
love
stand
them.
for with the
Further educational
Oh,
training.
it's just like the FET colleges. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was like a separate one for the okay.
So even with the grade 11s, to come to think of it, I developed a bond with. I guess maybe it's God given. It's something
Yeah.
that God gave me. It is in me. I was able to differentiate between the stages that they were in.
Yeah.
Cause with the grade 11s as well, I developed a bond with them as well. We connected with the grade 11s, and they were in a level. The grade 11s were in a level whereby, um, they are now. They think they have matured. You know.
I like the fact that you say they think.
Yes. They think that they have matured. They
Yeah.
think that they have life figured out.
Yeah.
So
And little do they know.
yes. So I was able to get into their mindsets and then give it to them and say, no, this is how it is.
Yeah.
You're not mature.
You're still a child.
Yeah. There's still a lot going on. There's still a lot that you need to learn. You know, so
I'm sure the arguments
nice
were very
way.
interesting.
they won't argue because the interesting part is that I teach with experience.
Yeah.
Remember, LO, life orientation is psychology. So I speak a lot of things. I speak from
That
experience.
you've gone through.
Yes,
And
because
then-
every chapter you get there and then they say, "Oh, this one is relationships." And I'm like, "Okay, I know about relationships." And then you
I'll
get to
tell
the
you.
sex, and then I'm like,
I
"Ha,
know about it.
what?" In your age, I was called a bitch, and then you get to the drugs. I'm like, "Nigga,"
was a
and they used
junkie.
to they loved my language.
Oh, you had a free language in class.
No, it wasn't
No,
a
like-
free language. Like I understood their slang.
Oh,
You know, I understood
yeah,
their culture.
You were one of them.
Yes, that's how
You were
I'm saying that
togetherness.
we were friends.
Yeah.
I was their friend. That's why we respected each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, they like sex. I'm like drugs. I'm like they like STIs. I'm like nigga. I once had an STI and I was told I'm dying. So
And
I
I'm
know
still
about
here.
that. Yeah, unprotected sex. I'm like got 2 kids by 2 different men. So listen,
If you don't want to try it.
use that condom. If you don't want to use it, abstain.
Yeah.
You know,
It's one of those things where, at least like with you, you've got that experience part of thing where you can relate to everything. It's sort
Yes.
of different when you're hearing it from someone that would be like, it's bad for you, but you're like, how? You're like, if you tried it, no. If
And
you
they
seen
don't
someone
need-
try it, no.
the thing is, these kids, they do stuff.
Yeah.
They know things. One thing I know, I told this other class, I was like to them, I know you guys watch porn. I know
Yeah.
you guys masturbate. The boys.
Yeah.
I was like, I know you
What
boys.
about the girls? They don't?
The girls at your grade 11, you don't know what an orgasm is. You might masturbate,
But
but
you won't
you,
reach.
you haven't reached that level whereby you can come.
Okay.
It hasn't, because even with, I was telling this other boys, I was like, why are you guys on some, I'm going to have sex. Your semen is still water.
It's not solid enough
Yes,
yet.
it's not solid enough yet. I was like, what is the big deal? Wait until you can have the full experience.
Yeah, then-
So
then
even
you-
with the girls, I know that by grade 11, you're grade 10, and they might try to masturbate, but they haven't fully gotten it yet because they haven't
hasn't
orgasmed.
registered.
Yes, they still developing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do science, but I know from my own personal experience because
Yeah.
I started masturbating when I was still in primary school. So, yes, I started primary, like porn. Don't look at me like that. That was Emmanuel. Before Emmanuel, there was magazines. Like,
No, I'm trying to process like primary school. Okay, but then again, I was in boarding most of the time, had no phones and all that and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so you were safe.
Yeah.
No, like I started experimenting with sex from a very young age. So it is something that is being done in especially in rural areas. Remember,
Yeah.
the mothers go to work and then the
They
kids
leave
come
the
back to
kids
school
at
and then
home.
they're alone and then they check their mother's things and then they find those. Because back then it was magazines. They find those magazines and then after the
Hiding somewhere.
magazines, it was the DVDs that you buy from the street vendors.
So how did you run into them?
It was magazines, next door neighbor.
That was a good one.
Right? Yeah.
So I know. That's what I'm saying. I know that they do it. And I was like, I know that you guys masturbate.
Yeah, it is. It is there.
Yeah,
And now
I know.
it's even better with them getting phones at like grade
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
easier to even run into the porn and stuff like that.
they are still young and they haven't. The thing is, men are failing our boy child, the boy
Bad.
children. They are failing them. Men are failing them. You need
Yeah.
to tell they need to tell these boys that, okay, boy, you're gonna get to a point whereby you're gonna get wet dreams. You need to have conversations with them.
Yeah, but I
Tell
think-
them about you're gonna see pictures on Instagram, you're gonna see a girl, you're gonna get hard. Instead of trying to help yourself,
Do this. and
yeah, like
prevent
have
and stay away.
conversations with them.
I think that's one thing that lacks in most families, like just a normal sit down of conversations where you talk about it's normal things that
Even
happen
besides families, you
Yeah,
as well.
with
Even-
someone else.
Besides you having a child, you are still a father. You can still your child is not somebody that you gave somebody.
Birth
It's not
to.
blood.
Yeah,
Thing is, being a father or being a mother or being a sister or a brother, it's not a bloodline.
that's
It
true.
is natural. When
Yeah.
you see a boy child who you feel like you can have a conversation with, or maybe something they do or they did touch you or something,
Yeah.
sit down with them and talk to them.
Give
you
them
know?
a word or two.
Yeah, give them love.
Yeah.
Try. Let's try doing that.
And see where we end up.
Yes,
'Cause it's
let's
so
try
sad
doing
though,
that.
Because like I feel like you find so many kids walk into the same stupid mistakes the older generation have gone through, just because no one really sits down and tells them like, listen, that road. Obviously, some do, not all don't.
That's true.
Some do, and then they either it falls on deaf ears or some take the advice and continue. But it's just one thing that I've noticed also that it lacks where, like him going to sit down with his nephew or whatever and telling them, listen, if you do the 1, 2, 3, you're gonna end up there. I don't think you would like to end up, because I feel like that's how probably 60-70% of all these teenage pregnancies come about, because things are not spoken about.
Yeah, we're not having conversations.
Yeah.
This girls, I was telling the girls, I was like, we all have this fantasy of, because we don't have a sense of belonging at home. This is
Yeah.
I was talking about relationships in this sense. I was talking about relationships. It starts with you yourself. Obviously, it's you, God. It's God, you. In you, there's God.
Yeah.
So when I say you, I'm talking about God. And then it's your family. Before you
Yeah.
can go outside, start
at
inside.
home.
Start at home, and then the friendships, and then the relationship. Because if you don't do that, you create a discord. You're gonna find yourself looking for a father in your boyfriend. You find yourself looking for a sense of belonging in your boyfriend.
Yeah.
You find yourself looking for a friend to hug you in your boyfriend.
Yeah.
You find yourself wanting a baby or a family with your boyfriend because you don't have a relationship with
At
your
home.
family. And then they're like, but our mothers, I'm like, change it.
Yeah,
It
start
has
a
what your
new
mothers are doing or what they don't do. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You don't know why they're doing why they're doing what they're doing. Maybe they went through something. Be the one who chooses to change it. Change the narrative. Tell your mom, I love you. Hug your mom. Have a conversation with your mom or your dad. If
Yeah.
your dad is not present, you have an uncle. You have a brother. You have capitalize on that.
Yeah, you've got
Capitalize
male
on
figures
those.
around.
Yes, capitalize on those male figures around, because you're gonna end up being the psycho girlfriend. That is why we get, as girls, we are labeled psychos.
Because you get too clingy. And
yes, you end
like-
up becoming the psycho girlfriend.
then, like your boyfriend is silent for 2 hours and you're already thinking they're cheating or something like
Yes.
that. And yeah, it does make sense because like I've always told my friends that like half the time when they get out of relationships, I always tell them try to go a year without dating someone. See if you can. And I think like 80% of them cannot even go 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's a
sad.
problem, hey?
It's so
Yeah.
sad that because I always tell them I'm like, once you get used to that relationship hoping, kind of like you hope from one relationship to another, you'll never really find someone that's gonna be for you because half the time you're already looking for the next one that can replace the one that's there. So I'm like, it's always nicer to go a long period of time. Just know that you
Have
can
a
leave,
relationship with yourself.
yeah, by yourself and you can.
Love
It's,
yourself.
yeah, it's very hard for people to actually believe that I don't have a girlfriend. I'm like,
It's
they're
a
like,
good
"What?" I'm
thing.
like,
It's a good. I tried being single. I was single for 2 years.
yeah. How did that go?
Listen, it was the best time of my life. A book came
Don't
out
take
of it.
our advice on this one. You hear, Mawela?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was the best time of my life. A book came out of that time.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel came
Came
out
out.
of it. My healing came out of it.
Yeah.
I became sober. I created a relationship with my family, my siblings, my mom, a relationship with myself. It was the best time of my life. I found me, you
Yeah.
know? I found God.
Yeah.
It was, honestly speaking, to a point whereby this weekend I dumped my boyfriend.
What? This
What?
past weekend?
Yeah.
This past weekend.
Isn't he the one
No,
who...
we back together.
Oh. I was about to be like, and then there's the new love. Where's the balance there?
I'm even trying to link it with the card story. I'm like, what? A lot happened.
And
No,
I'm
I
like, this,
dumped him
this weekend
after-
was a long week.
After the card story, the whole card story thing, because I was like, I'm now used to dealing with things by myself.
Your own way.
You know, I'm now used to
Ooh,
helping.
that's
You know,
me right
like
now.
doing things by I just wanted to be on my own and just deal with this.
Yeah.
I felt like I was gonna. It just had nothing to do with them, honestly
Yeah,
speaking.
you were not
I
hurt
felt
his
like I was.
feelings
This is about me, and I'm used to now dealing with. I am
Things
so
your own way.
content. I am
Yeah.
so content. I am so in love with myself. I am so in love with God to a point whereby the next person is no longer a necessity.
Yeah.
It's just me living, basically.
Yeah, the next person doesn't. Because, like, I also feel the same way. My brother always laughs at me because he's always like, so how are you going to leave when you get married? I'm like, I don't know. I have to marry someone that can, because I watch my own kind of shows. I do things at my own pace. and
Yes.
I'm so used to that vibe of, I can wake up, I can stay. I'm a very, it's not light sleeper. Why do I call myself? I'm a night person.
Are you a creative?
Yeah.
Creatives are at my most creative after 12 midnight.
Okay, so that falls in for everyone, I guess. We need to make a
Creative.
research about this midnight hour thing. There's
We're
something
not
about
vampires. We're
there's
not
something
vampires.
about this midnight. Because, like, for me, I can go to bed at like 3 a.m. and then I'll be awake at like 5:30. I'm good to go for the rest of the day. So it's like one of those things now. My brother is like, so when you get married, are you going to leave your wife in bed or are you going to come sleep at 3 a.m.? I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully by then I'll be able to sleep longer hours. Because if not, she'll just have to deal with my cold feet when I come in there. I'm like, hey, you warm? Stepping on everything.
I guess it's just how creatives are, hey?
Yeah, I think it's just a system there. Because I know you also.
Yeah, I only go to sleep because I need to report to duty the following day. So, but yeah, after 12, that's when I'm sending my emails. and
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
me replying to those texts during the day. Because the way I'm so self-sustained is that I don't even need social media. Like,
Yeah.
I have social media because I'm only back on social because for 3 years, I was out of social media.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's a long time to
A
be
very
off
long
of
time. I think
Facebook,
it's not even
Instagram.
3. I left Instagram, I think, in 2016, Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, for a long time. I haven't been without those things for a long time. I
That's
only came
crazy.
back last year to promote my book and YouTube.
Yeah, see, because like now those are the biggest avenues to market your stuff. If you
So
don't
I'm only in it to market. I don't need it. Like I reply to my texts and messages after midnight.
serious.
Yeah, like how?
Like for me after midnight, like half the time I'll get a project that I need to work on and I'll let it sit the whole day. Like during the day I'll do all my daily errands, out and about and classes and this and that. And then I can sit on my computer from say 9, 10 at night. I only get off either at 3, but if I'm really in the zone, I'll even just stand up like around 7, go shower and go out.
Yeah.
It's just weird how and the time from like 1:15, 1:30 till 5:30 in the morning goes like this. It goes like this.
Like
I don't know
you're
if
in
it's
your
the same
own
for you.
element.
Like it just goes like poof, it's done. Like when Saturday, is it Saturday or Sunday? Yeah, I think it's Saturday. Like, cause the Euros are on and all that. So I watch the Euros and then I watched the fights and in the process I was busy sorting out something. Before I knew it, it was 7 in the morning. I'm like, so I had to shower and go to church because it's Sunday morning. I'm like, so it's like one of those things. I don't understand how it works, but it just works. Like we're always arguing about it. Like if we could get a system in Limpopo or in Polo or in South Africa per se that can allow the town to go 24 hours. If we had that, I would be working for pretty much 20 hours. I'll get like 3 jobs. 8 hours here, 8 hours there, and another 4 hours working somewhere. Sleep for 3 hours, wake up the next day,
And
keep
then
on going.
you on.
Because I mean, I barely sleep already. And
And you've no, but you know why I think it won't work? Because as a creative, you cannot control your ideas come
creative sense.
anytime. Yes, you
Yeah.
cannot control it. So some days you'll be worn out. And another thing is that you need a time. There's a time whereby you just worn out. You just want to relax. You don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
You don't even want to sleep. It's just
You just
that
want
thing
to
of
sit
yes, you just want
and do
to
nothing.
yes.
See, I have those days like pretty much I would say once every month or every 2 months where I literally, my phone is on flight mode, everything is off, TV, everything, and all I do is read.
Yeah, you just want to relax. So you can't tame
Creativity.
yeah, no, you can't tame it.
But then there's a philosophy also that you can force yourself to get in the zone. So how that works is like, so let's say like for me, being a musician and producer, whatever, being that, I can sit and not feel like playing a guitar. But now because I need to get in the zone, I can listen to music that can get me in that creative zone. And then once you'll hear like 2, 3 licks or 2, 3 songs that will get you in that. I need to learn that, and then you do that. That builds into something else. That builds into something else, and then before you know it, it's 7 hours into the whole thing. So I feel like as creatives also there has to be there is that balance of finding forcing yourself to work. I don't know if it works for you, Mawela. Do
Yeah,
you also
yeah.
do the same thing where you watch like videos of stuff and
Yeah, like watching movies and just seeing how they do stuff. Like,
and then
yeah.
after right
Or
off the
even
bat,
visiting a art gallery just to see other people's work.
and then right off the bat you're like, okay, you get
That
rejuvenated to do it.
inspiration.
So
Yeah.
because like for me, I'm not even gonna lie. Half the time, especially when I'm stressed, I don't want to work. Like when I'm stressed about anything, everything, I don't want to work. But 99% of the time, if I don't work, I don't make money. So now I have to force
That's
myself to
true.
work, and then I'll find small things that are gonna get that mojo up, and then boom, before you know it, you're in the zone, and then you're done.
I don't like for me it's
Doesn't
just-
work for you.
no, I'm spontaneous. I don't plan. I can't plan. I hate that is why I think I stopped going to church as well.
Yeah.
Because
You
I
stopped?
hated that. No, I don't go to church, man.
What?
Maybe I'll go sometime. I don't even have a home or I like let's listen to God. You know,
Yeah.
what is God? Can you listen to this conversation that we are having?
Yeah.
We are having a conversation. We are just flowing. It wasn't planned out.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I hate things that are planned out. I hate the fact that you get the announcements, worship.
Collection.
It's planned
Collection.
out.
We need the offering.
Collection. It's planned. No, I want to be in the spirit. I want to flow spiritually. I want to listen to God. You know.
Yeah.
I want to hear what God is saying.
But now, wouldn't you say, like, okay, there's the PK vibe coming out.
Oh, you're
But,
PK.
Yeah, my dad's a pastor.
Which
But
church?
Away Grace Ministries.
I don't know it.
Yeah, it's in Rainbow Park.
I should visit.
Never
I don't
know.
know, cause I love visiting.
See, that's what I was
I
actually
love
gonna
visiting.
go with this, because
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, because half the time, the purpose of going to church is to go learn, so that you can go do what you learn in church. Hence the whole aspect of having pastors. And now,
But the thing is,
yeah,
I'm gonna stop you.
yeah,
The thing is, nowadays you get pastors that preach sermons that they saw on TBN. You get they no longer speaking from the heart.
yeah, but
You
you
get
see,
people that are just, for them it's now a job.
yeah,
It's
the-
no longer
it's a mandate. They have to do
it's a
'cause
job.
it pays the bills.
Yes, it's a job. It's no longer that thing of, where is the holies of holies?
See, the thing is, like, I feel like I understand where you're coming from, because I know there are a bunch of places where, like, even myself, if I walk in, I'm like, I don't feel it. So what happens is, like, half the time you do what we would call church prostitution. Yeah, it's a very bad term to use, right? But you're hopping from church to church until you find that one place
So I'm doing church.
which talks to you.
I guess I'm doing church prostitution. But I haven't, like, this year I think I've went to, how many? I've went to church twice or three times.
Twice the whole year.
Yeah. Since
See,
the
so
year
I would
started.
suggest you find 5-6 different places. You go, you just wake up, find a new place to go, until you find where. It's unfortunately, the Christian faith is not like the Muslims, where you've got one mosque and
Yes, and then
that's it. You'll get your subdivisions, but it's in one place. So you've got to find where it speaks to you. Like, I won't even lie to you. Like, half the time, if I go to a church, the pastor might not even talk to me. But if the music is on point, oh, that's my place for that Sunday.
yeah, that
You
is-
understand?
I think also with the music, because I love music.
Yeah, so like
That
for me
is
that
church.
plays a bigger part. So
Church is
you
music.
could find yourself in like 10 different places, and out of those 10 there'll be one that will have that balance of the worship is not but it's good. It's not top of the range,
be
but it just gets me close to the door, but the pastor actually gets you all the way into
But
the
the worship,
inner circle.
have you? I love worship.
Oh, it's amazing. I won't
I-
even lie. It's like the
I
best part of church for me. I
love
don't even lie
worship.
to people.
It is. I love it. Has to be like worship has to. You have to. I'm an emotional person. I'm a sensitive
Well,
person.
you did mention that you cry a lot.
Yes, I'm a sensitive person.
Yeah.
I want to have heart to heart. I love intimacy with God.
Yeah.
You know how beautiful it is to be intimate with God. There is no other thing that beats being intimate with God.
That's
like
true.
that moment where it's just you and God. You are in church, there are other people, but you don't even recognize them. You are in there, like, and the person that is ministering is also, it comes from the heart. For them, it's also
Yeah.
a calling. It comes from the heart, and they're getting you there. You are talking to God. Like,
Yeah.
that is beautiful.
But you see now, half the time, that experience doesn't start when you walk into church. It starts at home. So now, okay,
Now
so
you're
let me put it like this, right? So when you're going to run track, right, or when you did sports in school. You didn't do sports in school.
I didn't have time for that. Masturbation, sports, doing smoking.
Maybe you can give an example with teaching.
Okay, yeah, let's put it with teaching, right?
Yeah.
Your syllabus. Do you figure out your syllabus when you walk into the class, or you do the preparation at home?
Guys, me now I'm a spontaneous. You need to understand. You know what I do?
No,
ne?
in that spontaneity, right? Because what happens is, like, where I'm trying to get with the whole thing is, like, being close to God isn't a Sunday thing. It's like an everyday thing,
yes,
right?
that's true.
So
That
now,
is
if
true.
your whole week you were right by the door, going to church on Sunday will just get you into the door. But now, if you're in turf, every just a distance analysis. Yes, there we go. So if you're in Joburg and God is in Polokwane, the whole week you're in Joburg, and then the Sunday you want to leave Joburg at 5 to 9 and be in Polokwane at 9. Are you going to be in Polokwane at 9?
No, but we can compare that. The presence of God, when it there, bruh, like there are some worshippers, ne?
Yeah.
Like there are some. Yo, now I don't know how God made, but I understand it because Lucifer was also a worshipper, and it is also said that the angels bow down and sing, "You are holy, you are holy."
Yeah.
That is what they
Wait,
always
but
doing.
that's the thing. Always, night and day. But now, if you just want to do it on a Sunday,
Okay.
it won't work. So
But
it's both ends. It's on your part and the church's part. So whoever is in the worship team, because like you find some worship teams where Friday the singer is at Chisanyama, they enjoying, drinking and whatever, and then Sunday morning they're busy praying. And then you've got you on Thursday, you are there.
But if it's not genuine, ne, I fail to connect.
That's the thing. So
If it's not genuine, I fail to connect. But if you get there, it's not even about you being the most beautiful singer or the most
No.
talented singer. It is not. It is about the Holy Spirit. It is about your relationship.
close.
Yes, it is about your
Being
relationship.
close.
If you are ba masione ba re nna tšeo tša ra o tsebe sepedi ke tša gago mara masione ba re o tšhilafetše. If okay, let me explain it in English then. If you went to the Chisanama, like you said, or on Saturday
Yeah.
you fornicated and you didn't even ask for forgiveness, and then the next day you wake up with the hangover,
Yeah.
you run to church and then you stand there and then you pretend like you are holy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. It's just not gonna connect. It's just
Yeah.
not gonna.
It's
be
just
the
You
same.
meant you're unpure, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And pure.
You
Yeah.
are pure.
So it's
I was
It's
trying to
just-
think of the word.
hence my concept of being a church prostitute. You just gotta find the one that's gonna
They
talk
are
to you.
genuine
They are there.
worshippers. Like,
They are there, but they are a few.
it speaks me
I
like,
won't even lie to you. They are a few. Because now remember, like me, I get in an argument with my dad. I can decide I'm going to start my own church. Why? Because I grew up in the church. So church is the only thing I know to do on a Sunday. Then I'm going to start. So you've got so many of those churches that just up and up and up. But they're not really genuine. That's where you find the pastors have got issues with, raping
there's
kids
a lot,
and this and
yo,
that. And
we are dealing with. I feel like as the youth, it is our responsibility. It is
Yeah.
now our responsibility to say that Christianity is not dead and Christianity is not dying. Because
it's
right
very
now,
much alive.
right now we are in what do we call this? We are having a revival. That
Yeah.
is why you get God is raising people like me up. God is raising rapists, murderers. God is using everyone now.
Yeah, he's using
He's
the
no
people
longer
that you would least expect.
Yes, he's no longer saying because we are in a revival. God is moving. God is
But he
moving.
he has never really segregated those people. What's that? Paul
That's
Saul
true.
was
Yeah.
a murderer. He's the same guy that killed. Well, he was holding the courts, the jackets when they were busy stoning Stephen and all that. So it's just that he even says,
Now
I
it
love
is-
sinners. It's the system that the church had brought in that kept the people away. Like, look, go to any pastor today. They've got a dirty story that they've got to tell.
That's true.
Unless if they were
They
born
most
in
of
a
them
church.
don't wanna. There was a long period in time whereby a lot of things were a disgrace.
Yeah.
People were not telling the truth.
Yeah, people were
A
really.
lot of things were
It's
a
they were just
disgrace.
pushing them. I mean, like my dad, he, my dad was a weed dealer.
Wow. Now that is my guy.
Yeah, he got arrested a couple. Yeah, my dad sold weed. My dad. Yeah, that was before he got into the army and all that. My dad used to do this whole rituals and stuff like that and all that for traditional stuff.
Oh yeah.
All
Are
that.
you serious?
Yeah, my dad's lived it pretty much on the wild side. Yeah, my dad had anger issues. Ooh, my dad was what? Like literally my dad, apparently when he was younger, he would he would go and then like even the teachers knew if you make him mad and he goes home, he had a separate outfit that he would go change into, then you know I'm getting a beat down. One way or
Yeah.
another.
Wow.
So it's that thing where you've got people like that where they are not ashamed of their stories. They'll tell it like it is. I mean, yeah, my daddy tells us some of the stories. I even look at him like, you. It's like, yeah,
And then
me.
others, it's like I've been called names. If I didn't have relationship with God like the way, if I wasn't okay,
Yo,
if I
okay
didn't get
in your
time
own
to
skin.
heal, yes, if I didn't get time to heal and to be okay, they were gonna break me.
Yeah,
I would
and
be
it's
dead
easy
by
for
now.
them to break you.
I would be dead. I would have killed myself a long time ago. Because I remember when the interview I did with the Sand Twins
Yeah,
went viral. The stories that my family would get, like, why is she saying this and that? She's an embarrassment. Yeah. Like, people were like, over 100 men, you a slut. She's lying. She's this, that. Like, there
but
were
it's
so
the
many things
past.
that, yes, there were so
It's
many
not
things
now.
that were being said. And I was like, I'm not ashamed. And I'm
Yeah,
not going to remove those videos on YouTube just
just because
because
someone
they
doesn't want
make
to
you
see them.
uncomfortable. They are
Yeah,
making you uncomfortable
but they're
because,
helping someone
yes, and they're making them uncomfortable because they're doing exactly that.
just
They are
under the
doing,
covers.
yes, they are doing exactly that.
Yeah,
So society needs to get out of the narrative of that thing, yeah, or you are a disgrace. They need to get out of that narrative.
I mean, if someone is changed, accept them.
Yes, that's why I'm saying in transformation. You know, my
Yeah.
NPO in transformation.
So it
Say,
it helps a lot because I mean I was reading when was it? I was reading I got one of the news feeds I get on one of the websites I'm signed to, and there is a pastor now, but he was like one of the prominent pastors back in the day. I'm like, that's a
wow.
huge change. And it's like, yeah, some people don't come to my church because of what I did. I did it. Am I proud of it? No, but I did it. But I'm changed. So it's like one of those things where when people start accepting that people can change, then I mean, if uh, the Bible does say come as you are, and society, it's so sad how they've got the whole system rigged in the favor of the nicest people on the face.
Yes.
So it's like if you've got a title, that's why we get so many of these stories that start coming out like later in life where you start hearing, oh, so and so raped so and this and that. It's just because they kept on suppressing it, and the more you suppress it, the less you're gonna feel the need to change because
That's
no one
true.
knows about it.
That's
So
true.
what's the point?
That
Gotta
is
we've gotta
true.
own up to our mistakes and
Yeah, we've got to own up to our truth, man. We've got,
just
because
move
God
on.
is able. People need to know that God is able to change a person, and to a point whereby when He fully delivers you, these
Yeah.
things, they no longer a part of you. You even, I find myself cringing. I find myself cringing at the thought of porn or masturbation or having sex or smoking. I find they no longer in me.
Yeah.
Even with alcohol and that they no longer in me. I find myself cringing like,
I don't need
it's
to
no
do
longer
that.
a part of me.
Yeah.
For me, I am fully restored. I am a virgin. I don't care what you say, what anybody says.
Yeah.
To me, I am a virgin. God restored me. He restored me fully.
Yeah.
That was just, it had to happen. It had to happen.
Everybody's got their own journey.
Yes, everybody has their own journey. If it didn't happen, I wouldn't be this person today. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the same person willing to help other young people.
Yes.
So it's one of those things. Like we just gotta, like I think the biggest thing is owning up. Like,
Yes.
half the time people will be blaming, oh, if they didn't do this to me, or if they didn't do that,
Yeah.
or if they didn't do
We
this.
blame
or-
a lot. Hey?
But then once you be like, if
We
I
blame
hadn't
a
put
lot.
myself in a situation that they would do that,
Mm.
then yes. And then, but either
And
way,
besides-
I got there.
Yeah.
It's done. Can I change it? No. Can I move on? Yes. Let's keep on.
Besides
walking.
that, some things you can't. Some things are they're inevitable.
Yeah.
You can't. It's supposed to happen, man. It's how.
It's just part of your journey.
Yes, it's just it's done already. Nje. God has already. He knew us before we were formed in our mother's wombs.
Yeah.
He has already. Our life story has already been created.
Played
He
out.
knows what is gonna happen. You can't avoid them. You can't. It's supposed to happen. That's how it's supposed to be. I was meant to be raped at the age of 15. I couldn't avoid it. You
Yeah.
know, it was something that just had to happen.
One way or another.
One way or another. It has nothing to do with me being at the wrong time or at the wrong place, or I just couldn't. There was no way that I could avoid it. It was sick. Couldn't. How would I put it? I was meant to go through what I went through
to make
so
the
that
you that
yes.
you've got today.
Yes, and so that so many people can come out of it.
Yeah.
So that so many women that are suffering silently because they've been raped multiple times, or they've been physically abused,
Yeah.
or those junkies, those that were junkies, or those that had abortions, or those that used to sleep with different men,
Yeah.
those that had sex for money, those that used to sleep with men that were married, like those that betrayed, failed in school, and
Yeah.
and so that they can come out of that
different
prison that they are
person on the
yes, so
end
that
of
they
it
can
all.
have hope,
Yeah.
so that they can relate. It is so hard for a person to get out of something if you can't relate. You're like, what is the point of me living? Let me just die. But then if you find her, okay, here's the lady. Look at where
went
she
through
is
the same-
now.
She even went through worse than me.
Yeah, so why am I giving up? So I was some things you don't go through them because of you.
Yeah.
You go through them because of other people, so that other people can come out of them through you.
Yeah.
Life has nothing to do with us.
We all have a purpose too.
We all have a purpose.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it is all for God's glory.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with us. Nothing at all. You didn't do anything wrong. Whatever happened to you, whatever they do to you, it has nothing to do with you. You didn't do anything wrong. It was meant to happen.
You just outliving
It was
what has been
yes.
played out.
Yes. You know, life has nothing to do with us. The problem is that we take everything personal. We need to stop, man. We need to stop we need to
Take it
stop
too personal.
Yes, we need to stop personifying us.
Yeah.
This life thing has been borrowed to us. It has
Just
been
run
borrowed.
with it as
Just
far as you
run with
can
it. Go with it.
and see
As
how
long
far
as when you get home, you are able to go to sleep without drinking a whiskey, or without sleeping with somebody, or without masturbating. As long as at the end of the day you are at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
As long as at the end of the day you can connect with your God.
then you'll be
The
fine.
rest is just let it go, man.
Gotta let it go. Let it go. Gotta
Let
get
it
that
go.
theme song. But yeah, it was very nice having you over.
I know,
It was a
man.
very nice chat. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
I
You
did.
enjoyed,
It
right?
was a nice closure.
Oh, you like the closure?
Yeah.
Very
Let it
perfect.
Just
go.
run with it.
Yeah.
Just run with it. Just run. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Something. But yeah, it was very
Likewise,
nice having you over. Thanks for coming through.
Likewise, like to serve. I came here to serve, man.